Welcome to the Moon Circle Planner. This is a title page for a segment in the planner. So the planner is basically segmented by lunar cycles from each new moon to the next new moon. And each segment has a cover page like the one you see here, where there is space for you to draw or write or color or do anything else you want with this page. However, it will suit you as you dream and visualize and brainstorm what you want to do this cycle. And then the title here, Birth Moon Cycle, that is just named for the traditional name of the full moon in this cycle. So on the first page of each segment or section, you will find the new moon page. And it will be titled based on the zodiac sign that the new moon is found in each cycle. You will see a date and a time blank where you can fill in the time based on your specific time zone. The date is the date of the new moon, and each new moon we will meet live on the date printed here. I will provide you with the time of our call. It may not match up exactly with the new moon, but luckily the new moon energy lasts for longer than just the exact time of the new moon, so it'll be pretty close. And so then there's just this little reminder to tell you, like, don't forget to join us for the live call so that you can be sure to be there for that really special group ritual. You will also find information surrounding the energy of this new moon and where you might want to focus your intention for this cycle based on the zodiac sign. The ruling planet gives you some information about the primary influence of the sign and determines how the lunar energy will be expressed. You also find an element, the crystal, and an herb listed here. These are the materials that I will use for the live call, but you can of course use anything that suits you. You don't have to use these ones. These are just associated with the zodiac sign. And you'll get more information about these before the live call, so you can prepare. You can collect any materials that you need for the ritual so that you're ready to go when we go live. You'll also be given a tarot spread before we go live for each ritual, and there's space to record your interpretations. And then at each new moon, basically what you do is you set your intentions. So there is space on the reverse page to explore your dreams and your desires and your wishes that you want to manifest into your life. So you'll think about how your strengths can help you, what challenges you might face, and any steps that you know that you can take toward your intention, especially steps that you can take in the next couple of days to really get the ball rolling. Then you'll find your weekly calendar pages. So at the top of each weekly calendar page, you can write what you are focusing on during this cycle or during this week. It doesn't have to be the same every single week. There's also space to write what you can do each day that will take you closer to manifesting your intention. You can, of course, use this planner for other information, your more mundane needs. I find that magic and mundane overlap pretty regularly in my life, so I use this planner for everything, but you may want to have separate planners and use this one only for your moon manifestations. That's really up to you. You will also find the moon phase and the influencing zodiac sign on each day as well, so you can see whether the moon is waxing or waning. You can see when the new moon is coming, when the full moon is coming. And there is space to list your goals, anything that you're working on specifically this week, and your priorities, so things that you want to prioritize in your life this week. At the bottom of the page, there's space to write an affirmation. So this can be the same every week based on your new moon intention and based on what you write during the new moon ritual. But you can also write a new one each week that's maybe along the same theme or based on what you're focusing on, what you're prioritizing. This can really be whatever you want, however is useful to you. And then every single Friday throughout the year, you will find a new lesson in your course. Basically, this space will tell you the number of the video so that when you go into your course in Mumbles Academy, you can find that number and easily know which lesson you should be looking at. And then there's also space where you can track some habits that you are trying to build. So maybe you want to meditate every day this week. You can fill in the bubble. Each day that you meditate, write down meditation on the line below the bubbles. Maybe you want to take a long walk every day. Maybe you want to paint every day. Maybe you are trying to break the habit of going out to eat all the time, so you're trying to make sure you cook at least one meal every day. So anything that you are trying, any habit you are trying to build, you can fill them in this space here, and you can track those habits. And these can change from week to week if you decide that that's not a behavior you want to add to your life, or you can track the same habit every single week. And finally, there is space here to look into the following week, what's coming up next week, so you can prepare and plan for what's coming up next. Anytime there's a new month starting within the middle of the lunar cycle, you will find a monthly page, and it shows the moon phases and the zodiac sign for each day, as well as any important celestial information. So when the moon is full, if there's any eclipses, retrogrades of the planets, when the sun moves into the next zodiac sign, and any witch holidays like Imbolg or Ostara or any of the Wheel of the Year all throughout the year. When I use this planner, I designed this page to be a place where I can express gratitude and just pick one thing that I really enjoyed from my day and just fill it into this space. You can use it to plan, you can use it for some other purpose that you decide works for you. This is just how I like to use this page. Again, you can use it however you want. And then there's also space on this page to make notes about what you're learning or what you are planning, or a reminder. And then there's a to-do list as well. You can use this space to remind yourself of any bills that need to be paid or anything that's coming up that you would like to see on a monthly view. There are other weekly pages throughout the planner. You'll always receive access to the full moon ritual information for the cycle at least 3 days before the actual full moon. Usually it will be on the Friday before the full moon, as is the case for this specific week. And this way you can plan ahead to make sure you have everything you need. You can go shopping for any ritual tools or materials that you might need for the ritual. The full moon ritual will be in private, and so you'll have access to my suggestions for a full moon ritual, but you can of course change it or alter it to suit your personal practice. And then you'll find a full moon page, which is very similar to the new moon page. There are a few differences though, so I'll go through those. You'll find the date for the full moon and space to fill in the exact time for your area. There's also a video icon to remind you of the ritual information. Again, this will allow you to follow along with the guided meditation and visualization when it is time to do your full moon ritual. There is the zodiac sign of the full moon, and this has a specific energetic influence. And then there's some information that corresponds to the guided meditation that you will find in your lesson area. So in the guided meditations for the full moon, you will need to know about the body part that is ruled by the zodiac sign, the symbol of the zodiac sign, the mantra of the sign, and the elements associated with it, as well as the quality of the sign. And you'll get more information about what each of these things mean in some of the lessons as well. Again, there is a tarot spread that you will receive with your full moon ritual, and there's space to record any interpretations or any insight that comes forward to you on this page. And for the full moon, you want to celebrate what you have manifested and prepare yourself to go into the waning phases, which is when you will be releasing. So there's space on the reverse page to explore what happened during the waxing half of the lunar cycle and to prepare yourself for the waning half. Again, you'll find some more weekly pages following the full moon, and depending on the timing of the phases, these pages will probably be spaced differently each cycle throughout the year, but for this specific cycle, this is how it looks. And the moon will continue to get smaller during the waning half, as we get towards the end of the cycle, you'll find a notes page and a blank page. This is where you can take any notes on lessons if you have something that you really want to make sure you remember, or you can use this space for doodling, writing messages, journaling, coloring, anything you want to do, you can use these pages for. And then at the very last page of each cycle segment, you'll find reflection questions for the dark moon. And we'll talk about what the dark moon is once we get started in the course, but this will help you to look back on what your intention was at the new moon, how things went, what you liked, what you didn't like, what worked for you, etc. And then this will just help you to move into the next cycle. You can take what you want with you, you can leave things behind in the previous cycle, and so this is just an opportunity to reflect and to prepare for the next cycle. And it begins again.